Last week, I spoke about some of the best and worst things about being single. And you have to admit, some of those things are pretty good. But still, sometimes you just get tired of being single. Hey, this is Todd. Welcome to the Thrive Singles Podcast. Whether you're single again or still single, stop hating being single and learn to thrive. And welcome back to another week of the Thrive Singles Podcast. And if you're new here, welcome aboard. It's great to have you with us. Do you ever just feel tired of being single? I know I did. On the whole, being single is not the worst thing in the world. If you're doing it right, that is, if you have your sex drive under control, have learned to be self-sufficient, have learned to be content, have enough quality people in your life not to be constantly lonely, and you've learned to thrive as a single, can be a great life. And right now, via our virtual connection enhanced by cutting-edge technology, co-developed by Microsoft, Google, and Facebook, I can actually hear some of you thinking, yeah, I know, but I'm tired of being single. I want to get married. I hear you. As my single years piled up, I felt the same way at times. My apartment and my bed felt empty. My sex drive was almost unbearable. And I know some of you have been single longer than I was. You know, I can't deny it. As good as single life can be, it gets old sometimes. But right now, the reality is, you're single. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but unless you're engaged right now, you'll probably be single for quite a while longer. The good news is that you'll be okay. Because you're going to do singleness the right way, you're going to thrive. By that I mean you're going to stay pure, date wisely, become more and more physically and emotionally attractive, and grow as a person. And you're not going to compromise your convictions, rush into a relationship, act desperate, or settle for anybody who doesn't meet all your well-thought-out criteria. You, my friend, will be doing the things that help you move from married to single, not just sitting at home wishing you were married. Wishing you were married is about as helpful as wishing you'd won the past Powerball lottery. The good news is that finding a good spouse is a lot easier than winning millions of dollars in the lottery. And here's more good news. Statistics tell us that most people who want to get married or remarried do. Eventually. Which brings us to the bad news. Bad news is it might take longer than you hoped. In addition to being the last one in my group of friends to marry, I also went through almost 7 years of second singleness. And when I say that, I know some of you are thinking, oh my God, it's only been 2 years for me and I'm already sick of it. And others of you are thinking, big deal, I've been single twice that long. While others of you are thinking, well, at least you were married. I've never been married. In the end, I don't know why I had to be single so long. And I don't know why you've been single so long or how long you'll be single. I just know that whether it's been 2 years, 20 years, or your life so far, to you, sometimes it just feels like it's been way too long. And it's okay to have those feelings. Every single person has them from time to time. Just don't let those feelings drive you to do dumb things. Don't let those feelings push you into compromising your morals or standards or feeling desperate or unlovable. So one key is to not get too discouraged in the meantime, and another key is to do the things that'll help you move in the direction you want to go. If you do want to get married, you might need to be more intentional about it. And I know there's a school of thought in Christendom that says you just have to live your life and don't worry about it. God will send along a spouse in due time. And there is some truth to that. I mean, it's not healthy to worry all day in and day out about finding a spouse. And in a sense, the timing is up to God, you know. It's not up to us to make things happen. But there is a part for you to play. It's up to you to do the things I talk about here week after week. Growing as a person, becoming more attractive, dating wisely, and in general, putting yourself in position. Those are your responsibilities. And it wouldn't do you any good to find, quote, the right one, end quote, if they come along at a time when you're not the right one. So you also need to get busy becoming the right one. Then get out there, put yourself where the right one can find you. So if you're tired of being single, first go back, listen to last week's episode again, and remind yourself that there are some legitimately good things about being single. Then start thinking about what changes you need to make to get from single to married. And it could be you're one of those people that are doing everything right and it's just not your time yet. But more likely, maybe there are some things in your life or yourself you need to change. I love cliches. I like them because usually they're based on truth. That's why they hang around so long. So let me leave you with one. If you keep doing what you've been doing, you'll get the same results you've been getting. So maybe it's time to get outside your comfort zone and deal with yourself about some of the difficult issues you've been avoiding. So, till next time, if you're tired of being single, first, embrace what's good about being single. Then, look honestly at what changes you need to make to find and be attractive to the kind of person you want to marry. And as always, till next week, thrive on. I hope you enjoyed this week's podcast. See you next week. Till then, be sure to subscribe and go check out my extensive archive of past posts at thrivesingles.com. And thrive on.
Whoa, thrive. Yeah, come alive. There's more to life. You gotta grow, you gotta thrive. Whoa, whoa, you gotta thrive. There's more to life than to just survive.